Now, next week, a play called Smack That. A conversation will begin at the Oval House in South London. The theatre will be transformed into a house party, and it's a story about domestic abuse, and the cast all have a personal story to tell.
Well, here with us this morning, director and creator Rhiannon Faith and cast member Bex. Good to see you both this morning. Rhiannon,
thank you for having us.
Oh, pleasure. What sparked this, Rhiannon? Why the need to do this in this way?
Well, Smack That, a conversation came out of, I guess, the need to fight social injustice, and especially domestic abuse is an issue quite close to my heart. I know women, friends, family that have experienced domestic abuse, and we wanted to create awareness and raise awareness about the issues.
It is something that a lot of people are ashamed of, and something that, you know, they want to put a lid on and are not able to talk about. And that's one of the problems. How was it that you were able to get women to come forward and be so public about it?
Well, we're very lucky. We worked with Harlow Playhouse, and we were introduced to a charity in Harlow called Safer Places. And at Safer Places, I met Bex, who was working for the charity. And Bex had been through an abusive relationship herself, and her with a group of other women that were at a group called Triple R, which is a group where victims might go, and they will then get help and counselling to get past that and survive, to feel like they're surviving in the world again. And that's how we met them, really, through the group Triple R, and we had a wonderful group of women that came and gave their stories.
How difficult is it, Bex, when you're in an abusive relationship, to be able to actually get help and break out of it?
Extremely, extremely, because your world is so closed down, and things that are normally accessible to people women are often isolated. Their world, again, like I said, is so shut down. And often we ask, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? And it's not about that. It's what the boundaries are being put in place that these women can't leave, and what's stopping them and preventing them from leaving.
And in terms of domestic abuse, are we talking purely physical abuse, or I know we've covered recently the idea of the sort of mental abuse within a relationship as well?
Exactly. Coercive control has just come into play now recently. Domestic abuse is all-encompassing. It's an umbrella term that encompasses financial abuse, emotional abuse, mental, physical, and sexual even. Okay.
And how beneficial has it been to you to be involved in this drama, this play, in the sense that obviously you were already working in the field, already helping people, but to stand on a stage and obviously stand there as a survivor, yeah, must be quite something.
Yeah. It's very empowering, obviously, and it's very cathartic in its own right as well, because something I'm so passionate about, I can share my experiences in hopes that it can just help, even if it just opens one more door for someone, even if it just helps one woman out there, and gives them a chance to get to seek some help and to know that they're not alone.
1 in 4 women experience domestic abuse.
1 in 4?
1 in 4. Every 3 days a woman dies in a domestic abusive relationship, and potentially our audience are, you know, going to be some of those statistics. And so it's a dance theatre show that really is about raising awareness and signposting victims. And we've created a legacy for the show also, so that venues, Bex goes in and she trains all the staff at venues to be able to signpost victims if they arrive after the show and need somewhere to get help.
And tell us a bit about the detail of the show, because theatre's transformed into a giant house party. Put that into context.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to reclaim the idea of party. In a lot of abusive relationships, celebrations are often ruined by the perpetrator. And so we wanted to take a party back, but also the show is about survival and resilience, and you know, being courageous and strong women that are standing up saying, we have been to very hard places and we've managed to get out, and so we're celebrating.
I mean, the audience, obviously, you'd like women who are in that position to actually draw some strength from the play. Have you thought about maybe abusers coming to see the play? Do you think there's anything they can take away from that?
Yeah. Statistically, it's going to happen, and quite often perpetrators don't know that they are perpetrators, and we would hope that maybe it would evoke some change within them.
Yeah, because I'm very surprised at the figures 1 in 4. what on earth is going wrong in people's minds that they feel they can behave in that way towards another human being?
I think there's, you know, there is blame, and, you know, things... It's difficult because there are, I guess, it's the societal systems that, you know, reinforce male dominance, and we need to be talking to young men, young boys, and saying this, you know, we need to respect our women, we need to protect them. And
let's just say it can happen the other way around as well.
Of course,
women can be perpetrators.
Absolutely, and we talk about that in the show too. We stand with men, and there's lots of brilliant charities that work with men also that are experiencing abuse. But this is a show about women. The women are on stage. It's their autobiographical experiences.
Okay. Rhiannon, Bex, thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Well, it gives you plenty to think about, that, actually, doesn't it?
Yes, it does indeed. Still to come. All the sport.